VTubers are just streamers with an avatar, right? Yep. So they should be free to be themselves and make content they like. No. VTubing at its core is essentially just a streaming medium, using an avatar instead of a face cam. However, there is a certain culture that has been imposed on them from viewers as well as other VTubers. VTubers may be pressured into conforming to idol culture, either popping off and grinding for success, always feeling like they have to do something new, and even making content that they're just not comfortable with. So let's start with one of the most common expectations of VTubers, idol culture. The VTubing culture was initially established by the company Hololive in Japan. This company utilized a lot of idol culture elements in how it managed its VTubers and how they were supposed to act and perform. VTubers also use a lot of idol terms such as graduations, debuts, and being say-so, which is innocent and pure. Along with being say-so, VTubers are usually frowned upon for having a relationship, as some viewers may be parasocial and see this as tainting the VTuber. In reality, though, idol culture itself is very outdated and should not apply to VTubers. Essentially, just be yourself. The next expectation that VTubers usually feel they have to do is popping off after they debut or committing themselves to an incredibly hard grind in order to get what they want. So after VTubers spend months or even years preparing for a debut, they are expected to somehow get incredible luck and pop off with hundreds of viewers. But in reality, luck just doesn't work that way. Since many don't actually pop off, they instead resort to grinding, where they push themselves to their absolute limit, pumping out content and streams in order to reach their goals. And this also includes something like partner pushing on Twitch in order to get that purple checkmark. And when VTubers do this grind, they usually feel like they aren't afforded any breaks, not even for a week. In fact, many VTubers have experienced something called burnout. And here's actually a poll that I took recently that showed how many VTubers have actually experienced burnout, and the number of how many are currently experiencing burnout is quite large. So let's talk about the reality of this. VTubers, you're allowed to take breaks, okay? Please take breaks, avoid burnout. When taking breaks on Twitch, a week will not hurt your viewership, or it should not. Viewers will not forget you, and your community should be very supportive in your decision. One thing to note about Twitch, however, is if you take a month off, they may disable some notifications of your streams to viewers. On another platform such as YouTube, taking longer breaks, it's kind of controversial whether it actually harms you or not, but as long as you're not doing a month-long break or hiatus, it should be okay. Twitter, on the other hand, if you're not posting daily, the algorithm will deny you, and that is not pleasant. So try to schedule some tweets at least every other day if you can when you're on vacation. Also, if you're finding this information helpful, please smack that like button. That helps the channel out immensely. VTubers might also be compelled to always be doing something new. This can be about their models, such as always having a new model, a new 2.0, a 3.0, or even seasonal outfits. And this can be stressful for both the VTuber as well as their wallets. Usually when they get new models or something like that, they'll do a re-debut, where they'll commission completely new assets or things like that along with their model in an attempt to get more viewership and growth. This type of thing is usually temporary, as on the re-debut they'll see a spike in their growth, but then there's the post-debut where it will usually return to normal, or they'll only get a handful of new viewers. And additionally, IRL streamers don't do things like this. So don't feel like you have to. Lastly, this is probably one of the most important topics of this video. VTubers may feel compelled to make content that they ultimately are just not comfortable with. This is more so seen in the English VTuber space, where they feel like they have to make content that is contrary to their beliefs, or they feel like they have to be more lewd when interacting with other VTubers or in order to get more views. There was a poll recently, let me see if I can find it, I'll post it right here, but where VTubers showed that they do feel like they have to make their content lewder and they're uncomfortable with it in order to grow. But the reality is, lewd does sell. However, don't put your morals and beliefs ahead of what you want to make. Being lewd does not mean success as a VTuber. What I want VTubers to get from this video overall is that they should feel like they should be themselves. They shouldn't have to conform to idol culture, always doing something new. They should feel happy in what they're doing and comfortable. So hopefully this clears up some misconceptions about VTubing and VTubing culture. So I'll catch you on the next one.